cake topper to decorate easily and quickly any kind of cake. For this project I'm going to use 4 different colors: white, very light brown, dark brown and black. We are going to begin with a dark brown color to make the base of the head of our character. Today we're going to make a small Chihuahua dog, which will be very easy to make to decorate any kind of cake. We're going to begin with a bowl. We are going to flatten very lightly a little on the sides, creating a kind of triangle on the top and flat on the bottom. We don't want to flatten too much, we just want to go lightly and to flatten from one side to the other side. So that we create this shape. We want the bottom to be flat and the top to be a little triangular. I'm going to focus a little closer to the workspace. Okay, now we can see better. So we begin with a circle. We're going to make the upper side a little triangular. We're going to flatten the sides. And the bottom side is a little more flat. We're going to obtain this effect, a little thicker on the bottom side and a little thinner on the top side. So now we are going to make the eyes. We are going to begin from the base, from the bottom part, and we make 2 holes. We press from top to bottom to make the eye socket. Like so. As I told you earlier, the eye is right on the bottom of the face. So we make the eye socket a little thinner on top and a little thicker on the bottom. You're going to obtain something like this. From now we're going to use white to create the eyes. So we make a bowl. And we're going to fill in the hole very gently. We make the same on the other side. And we fill in the eye socket. I'm going to turn it so that you can see it better. Like so. Now we have the base of the eye. With the ball tool, we're going to make a hole right in the center. We want the 2 holes to be inward. Now we're going to use the light brown to fill in the holes. We're going to need a little the paste, and we are going to fill in the holes. I'm going to turn it a little to see it better.
Vamos a rellenar. Rellenamos lo que hemos hecho
We
ya,
fill in the hole
dulcemente.
very gently.
Rellenamos lo que hemos hecho. Okay. Simplemente con una esfera.
We just make a little ball.
Simplemente con una esfera vamos a rellenar
and we fill in the hole.
la marca que hemos hecho antes. Ok. Ahora, llegado este paso, ok, vamos a volver a marcar dentro.
Now we are going to make a hole again inside. I'm going to turn it toward me to sit better. And we make a hole right in the center.
Okay. Vais a hacer marcar nuevamente con la herramienta de esfera. En este paso vamos a pasar al color negro.
Now we are going to use black.
Okay. Trabajamos un poco el color negro.
We need it a little.
Y vamos a hacer dos pequeñas esferas.
And we make two little balls
para rellenar la marca que ya hemos
to
hecho
be able to fill in the little holes we just made.
Segundo.
Second one.
Y rellenamos.
And we fill in the hole.
Okay. Vuelta, rellenamos dulcemente.
I'm pressing very gently.
Okay.
Perfect.
Y tendríamos ya.
Now we have the eyes almost finished.
El paso siguiente va a ser el
For the
color,
next step, we are going to use white gum paste.
Solamente para crear el efecto de luz
We want to create
de los
the
ojos.
light reflection
Entonces,
effect
vamos a
in the
realizar
eyes.
Una pequeñita esfera.
We are going to begin with a
blanco.
very small ball.
Lo vamos a pegar en un extremo del ojo.
We place it
Presionamos.
on the upper side of the
Y
eye.
vamos a utilizar una esfera igualmente un poco más
We're going to
pequeña
do
que
the
la que
same
hemos hecho
again,
antes.
but with
La posicionamos
a
justamente
smaller
en la dirección,
ball. We're going to place it opposite.
lineal a la que hemos ya colocado. En este caso es un poquito más pequeño. Repetimos la operación del
We make
segundo
it
ojo,
again on the other side.
la esfera diana,
The little ball.
digamos, justamente en la misma dirección.
Right in the same place as we did on the other eye.
En esta dirección hacia la derecha, hacia mi derecha, el siguiente ojo va a estar igual hacia mi derecha.
So the second eye will be identical.
Pequeña,
We
igual,
make the
en la
little
misma dirección
ball
que la del otro ojo.
and we place it right
Entonces,
in the same
el
place
paso
as we did on the
siguiente,
other
vamos a
eye.
hacer los párpados del personaje.
Now we're going to make the
Los
eyelids
párpados
of
del
our
personaje
character.
lo vamos a hacer con el color marrón más claro.
For this step, we're going to use the light brown.
Para hacer el párpado del ojo. ¿Okay? Para el párpado del ojo partimos igual de una esfera.
So for the eyelid, we begin again with a small ball.
Con las dos manos
With the two hands, we're going to make a sausage shape with pointy ends so that we end up with this shape. We allow it to dry a little because it's very warm today and it's a little sticky. We do it again, a small ball, and with the two hands we make a sausage. And we create this shape.
Okay, frotamos. Y voilà, ya lo tenemos.
And here it is.
Okay, lo dejamos secar un poquito.
I'm allowing it to dry a little.
Está un poco pegajoso. Mientras ya podemos trabajar el otro. Lo pegamos y vamos
We
pegándolo
stick it
alrededor del
around the eye.
Okay. Partimos del centro.
We begin in the center.
Muestro así. Partimos del centro del ojo y giramos.
And we go all around the eye.
En este repetimos la misma operación.
We repeat the same on the other side.
Del ojo,
From the center of the eye
giramos.
and all around the eye.
Alrededor de lo blanco. ¿Ok? Perfecto. Ok. Llegado este paso, ahora vamos a cambiar el
Now
color
we are
negro
going to
para
use
hacer
black
la
so
pestaña
that we can
del
make the
personaje.
lashes.
Para la pestaña del personaje es exactamente igual que el
For
paso
the
anterior.
lashes of our character,
Vamos a
we're going to
utilizar
repeat the
un
same
poco
step as
de
we
negro,
just did. We're going to make a little ball
hacemos una
of
esfera
black.
y frotamos. Al frotar
We rub
conseguimos
our hands and we obtain this
esta
shape.
forma. Lo dejamos secar un poco o enfriarse un
We
poco.
allow it to dry a little.
Bastante pegajoso. Entonces,
It's very
como
sticky
partimos
today.
de una esfera en negro y
So we
trabajamos.
begin with a small ball.
Frotamos hasta
We
conseguir
rub
con la
it.
palma de la mano conseguir este efecto.
And with the palm of the hands, we
Ya esto lo
make
podemos
a small
utilizar.
sausage with
Partimos
pointy
del
ends.
centro, igual del centro,
So
y
now
lo vamos
again we begin in
pegando
the center.
alrededor sobre
And
el
we're
párpado
going
que ya
to
hemos hecho
stick
antes.
it above
¿Ok?
the eyelid.
Intentamos que la curva, perdón, el extremo de fuera quede un poco
We want to curve a little the
¿ok?
end of the
Vamos a
eyelash.
repetir la operación del otro lado. Partimos de la misma
We make it
distancia.
the same on the other
Posicionamos
side.
encima del,
We place it on the eyelid.
del párpado que ya habíamos hecho antes, y el extremo lo hacemos
And we curve.
para que tome esta forma. Ok, vamos a meto una forma más curva. Perfecto.
We
Llegando
want
a este
a very
paso, vamos
curvy
a
shape.
reservar esta pieza, lo vamos a reservar y vamos a pasar
We're
al
going to
color
keep the head
marrón más
apart.
claro,
And now we're going
para
to
crear
use light brown.
la boca del personaje.
We want to
Ok,
create the muzzle
claro.
of the character.
Entonces, bueno, les cuento que la cabeza tiene una talla aproximada de
Our
10
head
centímetros
has
de ancho.
more or less
¿Ok?
10
10
centimeters
de
wide.
ancho. Ok. Para hacer la boca vamos a partir de una esfera también.
For the muzzle, we're going to
Ok.
begin again with a
Una
sphere.
esfera. Y esta esfera la vamos a posicionar justamente
And we
entre
want to place
los
the
dos
sphere
ojos.
right
Aquí.
in the middle of the two
Justamente aquí.
eyes,
Ok.
right here.
La posicionamos.
We
Ok.
place it.
Presionamos un poco.
We press a little on
Presionamos
it.
un poco. Ok. Y vais a ver con la herramienta de esfera vais a
And with the
presionar.
ball tool,
Si no tenéis esta herramienta de esfera,
we
lo
press
podéis
on the
presionar
bottom.
también con
You can also
dedo.
press with the
¿Para
fingers.
qué? Para crear esta forma redondo
We want to
arriba y
create
más
that
plano y
shape a
curvo
little
debajo.
round on
Ok.
the top and a little
Yo
curvy
lo que hago
on
es
the
esto,
bottom.
con esta herramienta. Ok. Una vez que ya
I use the
tengo
ball tool.
este efecto, no sé si lo lográis ver bien. Sí, sí. Ok, perfecto. Es un poco aplanado, un poco curvo también abajo.
So we need
Ok.
to flatten it a little and to curve it a little with the ball
Una
tool
vez ya
or
conseguido
the
esto,
fingers.
vamos a marcar justo desde el
And
centro
now I have
hacia
obtained
adentro,
this
sin
shape.
llegar
I'm
hacia
going to
el fondo.
indent from the
Simplemente
bottom
hasta la mitad.
to the middle
Ok.
part,
Marcamos
not
hacia
to the
abajo
top,
y
just
creamos este efecto.
until the middle.
Ahora, con la herramienta de esfera vamos a marcar un
With
punto
a
aquí
smaller ball
y
tool,
vamos a alargar de
I'm
un
going
lado al
to
otro
press
para crear
where the nose will be, and I'm
un
going to
cilindro.
rub it from one side to the other
Si lo
side
lográis ver
to
bien,
have
ok,
an
un
oval
cilindro.
shape.
Debajo de ese cilindro, justamente en el centro donde se marca donde hemos hecho la marca anterior, vamos a volver a marcar
And I'm going to push a little
hacia abajo.
towards the
Ok.
indentation
Y esto
we have done. I'm
va
going
a
to push
dejar
down.
la forma donde vamos a colocar la nariz.
And this is the shape where we are going to put our nose.
La parte de abajo de la boca va a ser
Now we're
exactamente
going to make the lower jaw.
el mismo color, marrón claro.
We
Va a
use
ser una
again the
esfera. Vamos a posicionar
lighter
la esfera.
brown.
Con la herramienta
We make
marcamos
a round shape
de esta
and
manera.
we press it with the
Ok.
ball tool.
Y vamos a pegarlo justamente
And we
debajo
attach it
de
under the
lo que
muzzle.
hemos hecho antes. Ok. Lo pegamos.
We paste it.
Ok. Y este va a ser el resultado hasta ahora.
And this is
¿Ok?
what we end up with.
Entonces, ahora vamos a pasar al color negro, porque vamos a
Now we
rellenar
are
la
going
marca
to
que hemos
use
hecho antes.
black to make the
Ahora bien,
nose.
cuando hacemos un
We're going to
personaje simple,
fill in
cuando hacemos
the
un
hole.
personaje femenino, la nariz tendría que ser un poquito más pequeña. En este caso,
If we make
estamos haciendo
a
un
girl
personaje
character,
masculino,
the nose has to
la
be a
nariz va a
little
ser un
smaller.
poquito más
Today we're
grande
making a
que,
boy.
si fuese un personaje femenino. ¿Ok? Entonces, para la nariz vamos a partir
For
de
the
una
nose,
esfera en color
we
negro,
begin again with a ball.
perdón, de una esfera en color negro. Luego vamos a presionar un poco
We're going to press
debajo.
a little
Vamos a presionar un poco
underneath
debajo para crear la forma, una
to
forma
create
de
the
punta,
shape
¿ok? De uno
a
de los
little
extremos, guardando
pointy,
el
like a
extremo
teardrop
redondo
shape,
de arriba, ¿ok?
and we
Entonces
keep
marcamos
the other
en
side
este
round.
caso probamos si esta es la forma que queremos.
We
Ok,
try
perfecto, es la forma que yo quiero.
to see if
Entonces,
if
cuando
it's the
ya
shape we want. It's perfect.
creado la base puntiaguda aquí debajo de esta
Now I
manera,
have the
vamos a
pointy
hacerlo
end.
al contrario, pero dulcemente. ¿Ok?
I'm going to
Al contrario,
press
dulcemente
gently
para aplanar esta parte de la
this
nariz.
pointy end
¿Ok?
down. We want to flatten it a little,
Vamos a conseguir.
very gently.
Perfecto. Aplanamos, aplanamos. ¿Ok? Entonces lo vamos a posicionar justamente
And we place
en la
it
marca que
on
hemos
our
hecho.
character.
Y ya hemos creado la nariz del personaje.
And now we have the nose of our character.
En este momento marcamos puntitos.
We make the
en
nostrils
forma de triángulo,
and we make 4
diamante,
little
perdón,
points
puntitos,
in a square pattern.
¿ok? Perfecto. Ok. Ya llegado a este paso, vamos a reservar esto a un lado para que se seque.
Now we're going to keep
Ok,
this
y vamos
aside.
a
We want
trabajar
it to
con el
harden a
color
little.
el marrón más fuerte
Now we
crear
are
las
going to
orejas.
use the darker brown
Para crear
to
las orejas.
create the
Simplemente
ears.
Lo que vamos a hacer es
For the ears,
partir de la base de dos esferas.
we are just going to begin with 2 balls.
Okay. Partir de la base de dos esferas.
So we begin with 2 balls
Aplanar ligeramente.
that we are going to flatten a little.
El alisador. Vamos a aplanar
I'm going to use the smoother for this,
ligeramente. Okay.
very gently.
Vamos a aplanar ligeramente la otra también. Okay.
We make the same on the other one.
Y vamos a, una vez aplanado, vamos a ir tirando hacia un lado.
And now we flatten it. We are going
un extremo solo nada más. Por ejemplo,
to press the smoother so that we have a side that it's a little thinner. We want one side thicker and one side thinner.
El rodillo.
You can do this effect also with a rolling pin, and you're going to obtain the same effect. Now we have the shape of our 2 ears, and now we're going to use a lighter brown for the center of the ears.
Okay, con el color más marrón más claro. Con el color marrón más claro vamos a crear una esfera.
So with a lighter brown we make a sphere, a little smaller than the ones we had before.
Okay. Y vamos también a aplanar con el
And again we're going to flatten it.
De la misma manera lo alisamos, lo aplanamos y vamos alisando de un extremo.
So with a smoother, we are extending the gum paste a little more so that we have a thicker end and a thinner hand. We're going to paste it on the ear we created earlier. We make sure we leave a brim of darker paste. And now we are going to cut right in the center. So we have a half moon. We can smooth a little more so that we have a thinner side. So that it's a little smoother. And now we have this half moon. And with a round cutter, on the thicker part, we are going to make a round cut. This is where the ear is going to be attached to the head. And we're going to make the same on the other ear. We take the lighter brown, we make a bowl, we flatten it with a smoother. Don't be too worried if it's too long, because we're going to cut it. And we make sure to leave a brim of darker brown. Now we cut, and we make again a half moon. We use the smoother to smooth this end. If it's too long, you just cut the excess. And we smooth a little more. And we have the shape of the ear. Again, with a cutter, we make a round cut, which is going to allow us to attach the ears to our character. This would be how the ears would be attached. Normally, I would allow everything to dry a little and to harden, so that it would be easier to manipulate. In the next step, we're going to use dark brown, so that we can make the paw of our character. For the paw, we are going to begin again with the ball. The paw is against the brim of the box, so we're going to flatten one part of our sphere so that we have this effect. I'm going to show you with a cutter so that we can press it against the brim. On this thicker side, we're going to indent the fingers. And now we have finished the paw of our character. Now I want to show you how I used this character. This was very easy. I made a two-tier cakes. I made a square tier and a round tier, and I give them the shape and the look of present boxes. I also made this version. My little Chihuahua dog is coming out a cardboard box. And I used marshmallows, white marshmallows that I just cut in two to recreate the effect of foam nuggets that are protecting the goods in the boxes. It was very easy, effortless. I just put them in the box. Now we are going to decorate this little round tier. I used this base that I decorated with a pattern I printed on a sugar sheet. As I told you earlier, I made a present box effect. For this pattern, I just used a sugar sheet and I looked for a pattern I liked on the internet, and I chose these ones that are related or to my character. And of course, the ink and the sheet of sugar are edible. We are going to begin with a white base. I'm going to knead the gum paste, and I'm going to roll it very thin. So I'm going to use this print I made to show you how to use it. So I'm going to roll white gum paste. I want it very, very thin. I never use the sugar sheets directly on the cakes, because the cake is wet or anything, it's going to ruin the sugar sheet. So when I use sugar sheet, I always roll a very thin base of sugar paste. So this is a sugar sheet totally edible. To be able to attach the sugar sheet to the fondant, I'm just going to wet very little the surface of the sugar paste. I just want it to be a little sticky. So now here is our sugar sheet. Normally there's a sheet of plastic that allows you to print it properly in the printer. And now I'm attaching it to my sugar paste. I used the smoother, and I make sure I take off any air bubbles that are trapped. Now this is very smooth. Now we are just going to cut the size we need. I just place the ruler and I cut. I place my ruler. I'm going to cut it this size, because this is the size I want. I'm going to cut this side. And the other side. And now I end up with this. Now the sugar sheet is totally attached to the sugar paste, and now we can paste it to any cake we are making. Now we go to the next step. We're just going to add a little color to the muzzle. And for this, we're going to use a little powder dust. For the cheeks, I use red powder dust that I mix with a little cornstarch, so that it's not that strong. With a dusting brush, I just mix. I want a lighter color, and in the muzzle I just brush a little color. Now we are going to put everything together. We are going to use the base I just showed you. For this base, I just let the sugar sheet a little up, so I have a little brim. And I'm going to use a little sprinkles to put inside, but it can be anything I like, so that I have a present box effect. To attach the head, I'm going to use skewers. The head of my character will go on the front. I just attach my skewer right here. So the head is going to be placed in the front, as if our character was coming out his box. Now we are going to glue the ears. I'm going to use a base so that I can put the cake a little up and that you can see it properly. Here it is. So we placed the head. Now I want to attach the paw. I'm going to use a little water. And we put the paw right here, in this position. For the ears, I'm going to use a wire a little thick, but a little thinner than the skewer. I just cut a little and I place it inside the head. For the ear, with the same wire, I just make the hole so that the ear doesn't lose its shape. I use a little water. And where I made the hole, I place the ear.
Ok. Perfecto. Ok, vamos a colgar un poco aquí. Y vamos a posicionar.
And we're going to make the same on the other side.
Ok. Vamos a hacer lo mismo del otro lado. Marcamos.
We make a little hole.
Ok. Marcamos justamente debajo.
Just underneath.
De la oreja. Posicionamos.
And where we made the hole, we place the ear.
La oreja del personaje. Ok. Entonces simplemente es.
And this, I would allow it to dry properly.
Simplemente es dejarlo secar y fácilmente se va a adherir. Le muestro el resultado.
And again, I'm going to show you the final result. This is a finished cake. In this case, I used present boxes and I've put the character on it. And I also made this other version with a cardboard box, the character coming out of the box, and for the foam nuggets I used marshmallows I cut in half. So as you can see, this project was really easy to make and you can adapt it to any project you like. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I'm very happy to have been here. I hope to see you very soon. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day. Bye bye.